Hi everyone, welcome to Keeping It Real. Today we will be talking about generative AI, what it is, some of the basics. So let's get into it. Today we'll be covering what is generative AI, learn about some of the concepts, and we'll also cover the applications of generative AI. So first of all, what is AI? AI stands for artificial intelligence. It's kind of like having a computer that can think and learn just like us humans can. Just like you learn new things every day, AI can learn too. It is smart and can help us do a lot of things and improve your productivity. An analogy I like to use is AI is kind of like cooking. Just like when we are teaching our kids who don't know how to cook or teaching ourselves new recipes, it involves providing guidance and feedback to help the kids improve their cooking skills. So, generative AI involves training a model to generate content, to generate data based on what it's doing. Just like we learn, generative AI also learns by doing. So, just like we have ingredients in recipes in cooking, in AI models, we have weights and biases. So, in a dish, we can determine the flavor of a dish and by adding sugar to a sweet dish or salt and spices to a savory dish. Similarly, we can increase the weight of randomness in the and generative AI models to get the output we want. Just like in cooking, you don't want to put salt in a cake most of the times. Similarly, you have to use the right kind of data and the right kind of ingredients to train your model so you get the output that you want. And just like when we are cooking a dish or we are teaching our kids to cook a dish, there is a process of trial and error. You may put a little bit more salt than what's required, and it doesn't taste as good. Next time, you control the amount of salt that you put in a dish. Similarly, with AI models, you have to adjust some of the parameters. Some of the parameters we talked about, like the weights, and each model and each chatbot has its kind of own parameters. So you have to go up and down on some of the parameters. There's a little bit of trial and error to get the good output that you want. And just like with cooking, we will need regular practice. The first attempt may not be as great, but next time it might be better. For example, the first time when you're baking a cake, you might get a little bit, if you don't put the right ingredients in, you might get a little bit different flavor than what you had expected. Similarly, by regular practice and fine tuning and training the model, the AI model improves as well. Trying new recipes. Just like we love to try new recipes cooking, Inferences is equivalent to that in generative AI models. You can combine different garnishes, you can try different kind of packages, but you're like, for example, if you're baking something and last time strawberries were really good in it, you might try blueberries or another kind of fruit in it, and then you'll see what comes out of it, whether you like it or not. Similarly, with AI, we depending on the skills it's already learned, then you put other stuff, other parameters on top of it, and then you combine those skills to create something new and innovative. The Just like in cooking, we adjust our recipes based on our taste. For example, someone might like really spicy food and someone may not like spicy food at all. It's similar thing with generative AI. Some if you're creating content, you might like a lot of humor, or you might want to create really formal document where you don't want to use any humor at all. So you do the fine tuning with the embeddings to produce the desired outputs. And what are some of the applications of generative AI? I'm sure you have heard about this in news as well. There is definitely applications in art where you can have some text and it creates some images. It can also generate videos. It can create music. It can generate content. It's also used in healthcare. It has really sped up drug discovery. It's used in education and learning. It's used for analysis and looking at really complex data. It's used in surgeries, manufacturing, pretty much a lot of the industries you can think of. So, should you be using generative AI? The short answer is yes. Generative AI should be a tool in your tool set. It can enhance your creativity and productivity with generative AI. You can also explore the endless possibilities, and only imagination is your limit, what you can do with the capabilities of generative AI. So today we looked at what is generative AI. We learned about concepts like models, inferences, and embeddings, and we looked at some of the applications of generative AI. Thank you.